I trusted one person with my deepest thoughts. When we broke up, she turned them into entertainment for thousands of strangers. I've been cheated on. I've been lied to. But nothing has ever felt as humiliating as watching people laugh at words I never intended anyone else to. Read. My name is Tyler, and this is how losing my privacy taught me who actually belonged in my life. When I was 16, my therapist suggested I start keeping a journal. At first, I thought it was ridiculous. Writing my feelings on paper? No thanks. But after a few weeks, it actually helped. Whenever I was angry, confused, or overwhelmed, I'd write everything down. No filters, no pretending to be strong. Those notebooks became the only place where I was completely honest. Years later, I met my girlfriend, Megan. We dated for almost 3 years. She knew I kept journals. She respected them. Or at least, I thought she did. We even joked that if anyone ever read them, they'd probably think I was the most dramatic person alive. I never imagined she'd be the one reading them. Our relationship slowly started falling apart. Nothing dramatic, just constant arguments, different goals, different priorities. Eventually we agreed to break up. It wasn't friendly, but it wasn't explosive either. She packed her things and moved out over a weekend while I stayed with my brother. I thought that chapter of my life was over. A week later, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Friends kept texting me, "Is this real? Dude, call me. Please tell me that's fake." I had no idea what they were talking about. Then my younger cousin sent me a screenshot. It was one page from my diary, word for word, every spelling mistake, every crossed out sentence, everything. At the top was Megan's caption, "Thought everyone should know who I was really dating." My stomach dropped. She'd photographed dozens of pages, private entries, therapy notes, letters I'd written to my late grandfather that I'd never intended anyone to read. She posted them. Publicly, people I didn't even know started commenting. Some laughed, some mocked how emotional I sounded. Others tried analyzing my mental health based on a few handwritten pages. Reading. Strangers judged the lowest moments of my life, felt like being punched over and over again. I called Megan immediately. She answered, "What the hell are you doing?" "They're just journal entries." "There are my journal entries." "You talked about me?" "I talked to myself." "There's a difference." She actually laughed. "If you're embarrassed, maybe you shouldn't have written those things." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Within hours, the posts spread everywhere. People shared screenshots. Reaction pages reposted them. Even after Megan deleted the originals, the internet had already done what it always does. Copied everything. I wanted to disappear. The worst part wasn't the embarrassing entries. It was seeing pages I'd written after my mom's cancer diagnosis. Pages where I admitted how terrified I was of losing her. Complete strangers were making jokes underneath them. I stopped answering my phone, skipped work for several days. I couldn't bear the thought of coworkers recognizing those pages. Then something unexpected happened. My boss called. I assumed I was getting fired. Instead, he simply asked, "Are you okay?" I said, "Not really." He gave me the week off, paid, no questions. That kindness meant more than he'll probably ever know. A few close friends came over, not to gossip, not to ask questions, just to sit with me. One of them looked around my apartment and quietly said, "You know this isn't your fault, right?" I wasn't sure I believed him. Part of me blamed myself for leaving the journals behind. Then my brother said something I'll never forget. Trusting someone isn't a mistake. Betraying that trust is. That changed everything. Instead of hiding, I started documenting everything. Screenshots, messages, dates, even comments where Megan admitted she'd posted the pages herself. Eventually, I met with an attorney. He explained that while breakups are messy, sharing someone's private writings to publicly humiliate them could have serious legal consequences depending on the circumstances. I won't get into all the details, but receiving that legal letter finally got Megan's attention. She contacted me almost immediately. I didn't think it'd get this big. I stared at the message. That wasn't an apology. That was regret over getting caught. She asked if we could meet. I declined. She asked if we could talk on the phone. Again, no. Finally, she sent one last message. I never wanted to ruin your life. I replied with only one sentence. You didn't ruin my life. You revealed your character. Then I blocked her. Months passed. The internet moved on to the next scandal. As it always does, most people forgot. Some probably still remember. I honestly don't care anymore. One evening, I bought a brand new notebook. I hesitated before writing the first page. Part of me wondered if journaling was worth the risk. Then I realized something. I wasn't going to let someone else's betrayal take away something that had helped me heal for years. So I started writing again, not because nobody would ever read it, but because my thoughts still deserved a place to exist. Today, those journals stay locked in a small safe, not because I'm ashamed of them, because privacy has value. Looking back, the most painful part wasn't seeing my diary online. It was realizing someone who claimed to love me viewed my vulnerability as a weapon. Real love protects your weakest moments. It doesn't publish them. If your partner knows your deepest fears, they're holding one of the greatest responsibilities you'll ever give another person. Whether the relationship lasts or not, that trust should never become ammunition, if you've ever had someone betray your trust after a breakup. Share your story in the comments below. Sometimes relationships don't end when people stop loving each other. They end the moment one person decides your private pain is something the world deserves to see.